Imagine an epidemic that doesn't kill you, but steals your life away, piece by piece, while you're forced to watch. Between 1915 and 1926, the world was gripped by one of the most terrifying and mysterious diseases in medical history, Encephalitis Lethargica, better known as the sleepy sickness. This wasn't just a deep sleep, it was a descent into a living prison. The disease attacked the brain's control center, the very core of what makes us move, speak, and interact with the world. Victims weren't rendered unconscious. Instead, they were frozen, trapped inside their own bodies, becoming what doctors called living statues. For decades, survivors sat motionless in hospital wards, staring blankly, their bodies rigid, their minds fully, horrifyingly aware. They were ghosts trapped in their own shells. Think about that for a moment. They heard every conversation. They saw their loved ones visit, grow older, and eventually stop coming. They felt the seasons change and the years turn into decades, all while being completely unable to move a single muscle. It was a waking nightmare from which there was no escape. The initial symptoms were just as bizarre and frightening. Many experienced something called an oculogeric crisis, where their eyes would involuntarily roll upwards and get stuck there for hours, even days. Others developed violent tremors similar to Parkinson's disease, but so severe they could literally break their own bones. The sickness was indiscriminate, striking children and adults, turning vibrant, active people into silent, motionless figures almost overnight. One moment you were living your life, the next, you were a spectator to it. Then, just as mysteriously as it arrived, the epidemic vanished. Around 1927, new cases simply stopped appearing. No cure was ever discovered. No definitive cause was ever proven. Was it a freak autoimmune reaction to a common strep throat infection? Was it a bizarre virus that mutated itself into extinction? We still don't know. The disease simply disappeared, leaving behind a generation of frozen survivors and a legacy of medical bewilderment. In the late 1960s, a breakthrough drug called L-Dopa offered a glimmer of hope. The story was famously captured in the movie Awakenings. For a brief, miraculous period, some of these statues were brought back to life. They could talk, walk, and reconnect with a world that had left them behind. Described their decades-long imprisonment in chilling detail, confirming the horrifying truth: they had been conscious the entire time. Sadly, for many, the awakening was temporary. The drug's effects often faded, and the cruel prison of their bodies closed in once more. Today, Encephalitis Lethargica is a ghost story whispered in the halls of virology labs. With no clear understanding of what caused it, there's a lingering fear. What if it wasn't a one-time event? What if the virus, or whatever it was, is still out there, lying dormant, waiting for the right conditions to re-emerge? The thought of a modern pandemic that doesn't cause a cough or a fever, but a silent, creeping paralysis, is a chilling prospect. It's a reminder that some of history's greatest monsters weren't mythical beasts, but microscopic mysteries that can turn the world into a silent gallery of living statues. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating and unsettling as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into the strange and forgotten corners of history.